your trade of the day, Paul?
Right, so I think we're clearly leaning towards Imperial, and I think that's more a choice about where we are in the world. It's possible that we're going to see somewhat depressed construction spending in Spain and somewhat depressed contract mining and capital expenditure in mining, as has come out of this conversation. So there's some sense that maybe Barloworld could battle a little bit, given the preponderance of that business in their total mix. Conversely, I think we know that the consumer in South Africa is under pressure, but it's more the low-end consumer because of wage stagnation and stagnation with regard to social grants and budgets and that kind of thing. The rich in this country, the emerging middle class, are sort of somewhat better off because the wage growth there has been better. So motor vehicle sales in the Imperial case still look good. So I think Imperial is the one we're going to go for. It's done quite well recently, but doesn't seem too expensive to me.
But what about the fact that in South Africa, we certainly haven't seen a lot of good economic news come out recently, and on the logistics front, very much geared towards businesses' spend, and it has been part of the economic cycle and has been moved along with it. Do you not see that as a headwind still?
It is a headwind. We've seen vehicle sales come down from like the post-2008 level, where we saw like there was a big upsurge in interest rates fell, etc. But they seem to be outperforming, like I mentioned before. We expect 5, we get 7% growth rates. So there is real demand in the economy. And as Paul mentioned, this is a divided economy. There are parts of the economy that are doing really badly. We are going to see miners losing jobs at Amplats, etc. But we are seeing other parts of the economy doing reasonably well. And I think those workers are still going to be wanting to have their new cars. Okay,
so Imperial gets the trade of the day. I mean, is this a long-term hold? When do we see the stock re-rating? What are your thoughts on that?
That's a good question. It's probably going to be a sort of modest position. So we'll go onto our website, the Follow Hot Stocks thing. We'll put out the message. We'll have to decide, the scale of it. But I think it'll probably be, we'll ride it for a month or two because that's the normal cycle with these things. And we'll wait and see. Normally there'll be some kind of trading update or some kind of number release. If I remember rightly, Imperial is a December year end, which means that come end of June, there could be some sort of trading update with regard to that, or maybe a deal they announce. Normally we find there's something that comes along to give it a bit of a bump.